Hey, I'm Joseph Decosimo. I play fiddle and banjo and teach this stuff. And I made a video recently where I played Clyde Davenport's 5 miles from, to, or out of town. I think the preposition would change based on what day of the week somebody asked him the name of the tune. And I tried to capture the bowing and feel of it. I'm sure it's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty close, and it gets you going if you're interested in that kind of fiddle stuff. This is the banjo equivalent of that, so I'm gonna try to play the tune as I heard and saw him play it during visits. What's cool about uh, Clyde's approach to this tune on the banjo is that he kept it consistent over time. I have recordings from the '80s where he plays it the same way that he was playing it for me in the 2000s. So it's really neat because he had an idea of what he wanted to do with it and what he thought would sound good. And it's super, it's concise. It's kind of minimalist in a way, which I really appreciate. And it doesn't try to make the tune into like a kind of emo play space, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want with this thing. But I thought it would be fun to show you what I think's going on, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. I'm also gonna make another banjo video where I try to show you how a kind of two-finger up-picking style that some of his neighbors would use and play through this tune in that way, so you can just kind of see what another approach or way of thinking about the tune would be. If you're into that kind of thing, hit subscribe, and that way you'll know when it comes out. Also making a banjo album that I've been working on since July, just chipping away at, and hopefully that'll be out soon. If you want to support that kind of thing, or if that's interesting, I assume if you've watched this far, you're probably interested in this stuff. You can go and follow me on my Bandcamp page, which is linked, and you'll know when that album's done. It's got like some pretty rare repertoire and styles and tunings and stuff. So what we'll do today is just kind of play through the thing fast and then play through it slowly, and then I might pontificate a little if you can dig that. So here's 5 miles, more or less up to speed. I'm going to try to play it real close. So that's a pretty good stab at it, I think. Now let's and one thing you might notice too that like is just there's a, and Clyde had a nice brush in his playing, not overwhelming, kind of concise. And I tend to play with a brush. I guess a lot of clawhammer I hear these days, people, it's like that piece is not often included, and it seems to be in a lot of the traditional players. So anyway, that's I think of that as an important piece of what's going on here. So let me play. I'll play it slowly. It's Quaalude time. Can y'all dig it? Here it is. That was pretty close. think. It's hard to play things slow, isn't it? So let me just say a few things about like maybe what's going on. I mean, the whole tune is working out of like a basic kind of like the clawhammer frailing kit. So, you know, what people call bum ditties, or index bum ditties, drop thumb. It's just working in that system. So if that system doesn't make sense to you, feel free to hit me up, and I can kind of lay it out for you. But that's, you know, there's nothing crazy going on. Things that are unique, or, you know, things that I think are special if you're wanting to sound like Clyde. He doesn't play in a funky way. It's pretty straightforward, like metronomic, just ticks along. He makes a lot of use of pull-offs and hammer-ons, as you saw. A lot of the melody, or at least insinuations of melody and rhythm, happen with that. The drop thumb stuff is all, it's pretty carefully placed. It's not like incessant drop thumbing or double thumbing. It's like, it's drop thumbing that seems to just, again, it like either insinuates or hints at like a melody or a rhythm that is part of what's happening on the fiddle. So it makes it line up really nicely. You know, if you could do those things as much as you want, but the way that Clyde places them seems to have intention and like makes the tune move forward. One other thing that sticks out to me is just that this is a tune that one could throw. You could pick all kinds of chordal. There's chordal choices to make based on, you know, if you're playing guitar or if you're gonna try to grab chords on the banjo, but Clyde doesn't really do that in his playing of it. You know, I think there's like the kind of low-hanging fruit here is like wailing on that minor chord, and it doesn't. Part of what makes his playing really, or this setting, stick out to me is that it doesn't do that. It doesn't try to catch lots of passing chords. It's just like real straight ahead, and that actually makes it feel more powerful and stout and sturdy to me. So yeah, let me show you a couple of things that I think are like, that gave me a little bit of trouble when I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I suspect that they're kind of a little different. So one, there's like kind of, yeah, I'll just point out this first one is when you're going up to the 7th fret there. So it's in the A part. So that's just bum ditties and drop thumbs. Drop thumb, little descending drop thumb lick. Drop thumbs. Just another little ending lick. And then you're going to repeat that stuff. Slide. This is the thing that's kind of interesting. So you're gonna, again, this is where the brush actually matters if you want to kind of capture this feel. You need that brush to play that 5th string, that 5th fret note. So you're going up, you're doing a bum ditty that's split over this slide, starts on the 2nd, ends on the 5th fret. Then you're landing on the 7th for a bum ditty. And this is pretty cool. This is, I'm pretty sure this is what's going on. You're splitting a drop thumb between the 7th fret and the 2nd fret. And then you got the little ending lick drop thummy thing. So we got 2nd to 5th, bum ditty, drop thumb. That I'll just play through that A part. Another thing is like, of course, where we're doing these open close drop thumbs, so like open close. I'm talking about that 2nd finger. It's open close. Where we're doing that, we could also just brush, and it sounds cool too. That'll work too. Clyde, I think, was doing the drop thumb thing. You could also do like a pull-off hammer-on thing. or some sort of a, that little lick, whatever. But if you want to do the Clyde thing, here's what you're going to do. Drop, thumb, drop, thumb. Drop, thumb, drop, thumb, drop, thumb. And then you're going up to the 5th, 2nd, 7th, 7, 2, drop your thumb. And that part repeats. Drop thumb, drop your thumb. Drop thumb, drop thumb, drop your thumb. Maybe that's helpful for that part. The main thing that's interesting to me, you can probably figure out all the drop thummy stuff, but just the way that he does that melody is pretty different from the way that I think I used to play the higher phrase there, and the way that most people play it. Splitting that little drop thumb lick is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, maybe that's interesting. Okay, so then let's look at this. Let's just kind of mess around here for a minute with the low part. And if you're like, I'm not trying to parse this out in, the most tedious of ways. Not that it would be tedious, but if you're like, if this is too fast and you want to have a proper lesson on this, holler at me and I'll walk you through it step by step. I'm just trying to kind of move quickly for, I feel like this is kind of an advanced tune, so if you're catching it, you're catching it, and if not, you probably need to, it'll take a little more time. Okay, so here we go with this this low part, and the low part of the tune is kind of interesting to me because this is the B part. So we got some like index bum diddy, but there's a thing that happens that as I was listening to it, it was totally perplexing me, and it's this so that's index bum diddy. If you don't know what that is, then hit me up. So right here, when he plays the tune, you hear this note, and it sounds like that little like bong bong. That thing right there is what you hear. You hear that 5th string, which is also the 5th fret, and that lick to me sounds like much more of a kind of like a Wade Ward sort of a lick, that sort of stop bang gang. So I'm pretty sure that's not what's happening, but this is again where it's kind of interesting because there's a little bit of interpretive stuff going on, and thinking of like the way that most of his style is, I don't, maybe he does that lick, I don't know, but what seems to fit a little bit better with his style, and I've puzzled over this for a few days, is to go and catch that on the brush. So we're going to go index bum diddy. That's going to be your first phrase, so it's index bum diddy, bum diddy. Last one's another index bum diddy. Okay, so that phrase again. And then the response to that, we have that same, that I guess it's like a G note. Start with index bum diddy. And it's not that. That's what I kept thinking it would be, but instead I think it's this. So that second phrase is index, index. And then we have this interesting little thing that I'm pretty sure this is what's happening. We got a little half drop thumb. Then I'm going to hammer on to the first and then play 2 bum ditties on the open second string. So that last little lick, hammer on, second string, holding the chord. Okay, so let me put that together for you. Pull off, hammer on, drop thumb, index, index, bum ditty, hammer on with the index, index, bum ditty, bum ditty, fifth, half a drop thumb, hammer on. That kind of completes that 1, 2, 3, 4 of a drop thumb, and then second string open. Part is it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. So we're just repeating that first part of this B part, and now we're going to go. So just 2 hits on the second fret of the G string. So hammer on, second string. So I don't want to belabor this. Let me just play the B part in its entirety. So there you'd have the whole tune. Yeah, hopefully that's useful. I think it's pretty close to what Clyde did. Again, if this is interesting to you, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe or let me know that you're enjoying it. Yeah, anyway, have fun with it. And keep your eyes peeled. I'll have a 2-finger version coming up soon. Take care.